Encanto. So Encanto is already a milestone film because it marks the 60th non-Pixar Disney animated film. That's historic in itself, but it's also the second animated film from Disney of 2021, the last one being Raya and the Last Dragon. So Encanto did have a lot to live up to. Set in a magical Colombian village within a charmed house called the Encanto, we follow the Madrigals who bestow every child with a unique gift, almost like a superpower. However, the protagonist Mirabel's doesn't work, the magic becomes damaged, and it's up to her to decide as to whether she might be her unique family's last hope. Now, judging from very first impressions of this film, having seen the trailer and looked at the artwork, I just thought it's basically the non-Pixar version of Coco. It looked very similar in terms of style, in terms of what the themes could be, and that even the characters would have a similar journey. What I will applaud Encanto for was its absolutely stunning visuals. Honestly, it's probably the best looking non-Pixar Disney animated film that I've probably ever watched. It told a massive story within that world. It was just beautiful, it was dazzling, so colourful, and it was just magical. It really was. And I know people would expect animations to be like that anyway, but this just took it to a whole new level. It really did, and it massively contributed to giving us that magical feeling of where we can expand our imaginations a whole lot more, even within a Disney film. I like the fact that most of this film actually took place within one location, which of course was the house. That's something that's extremely rare in a Disney film, and in this one you really felt that the character's whole world was that house, and as I said, the visuals really contributed to that, as did the musical numbers. There were some I enjoyed and there were some that were a little bit bland, but the point I'm making is that given the magical qualities that the house has and the influence that it has on the family, the house itself is almost like a character, and it does expand the imagination of the audience as much as possible, but within a very limited and specific geographical location. But despite the technicalities and the charm that was done through the visuals, I just felt the story was very lackluster and underdeveloped in comparison to it. Now, the backstory I liked because it did give us an opportunity to understand the characters a whole lot more in the present time, but unfortunately the present time characterizations and development just weren't there, and it doesn't happen often for me for a Disney film because I'm a huge Disney fan and I do love Disney animated films, but in this case the characters, I didn't really care for them all that much. I didn't feel emotionally connected to them like I was on that journey with them. So that's what let the film down for me, because, as I said, it does deliver superbly from a technical perspective, but it doesn't contribute greatly to the overall structure of the story. It wasn't as engaging as what it could have been. And the visuals are there, and absolute huge credit to those who did that. But it just goes to show that for me, just because it's got great visuals doesn't make it a great story. It has to have both. And when you've got both, you've got a near enough masterpiece. Now, as far as the characters are concerned, a lot of them were in many ways like Coco, like I said at the beginning, in terms of their motivations and, you know, the background of where they're from. It might have something to do with the South American and Colombian culture, as we saw in this film, and the Mexican culture in Coco. But what I did like about Mirabel's character, as underdeveloped as she wasn't a cliche Disney warrior or princess. She was just like another girl off the street who was born into a gifted family. And you could see that other characters in this film had certain gifts, but she didn't. And it was about her finding that beyond magic. And to be honest, that's about all I got from that character, really. I think from the characters, and what I subtly got in terms of message from this film, was that gifts aren't granted to us. They are earned by us. It's more of an emotional journey that we have to go on to earn these things in life. The power isn't the gifts, it's more the families themselves. Basically, ethics of family challenges tradition, and sometimes tradition isn't always the way forward as time goes on. So Encanto, as you'd expect, is heartwarming without a doubt, and it has absolutely superb, stunning visual effects, and to be honest, it's a pretty high standard thing anyway for a Disney animated film. Unfortunately, it just fell short on story development and executing those character messages that were apparent. So overall, Encanto wasn't bad, it wasn't fantastic, it wasn't even average, it was just good, really. What did you think of Encanto? How would you rank it among the most recent Disney animated films? Do you agree or disagree with me? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you did go on to enjoy this video, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more, and have a notification bell tick so you're notified when I upload a new video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everybody.